I cheated on my wife, and she left for the other side of the world and married another man. I don't know what I don't know what to do now.
I know. I'm fully aware of my mistakes. I know I ruined everything. We had something special. She's still the love of my life. We were together for 10 years, 2 years dating, 8 years married, and I made a huge mistake. I cheated on her just once. One stupid damn time. Somehow she found out. I still don't know how because I never got the chance to talk to her after that. Maybe she saw something on my phone. That day I came home like usual, but the house felt strange, emptier. Then I realized her things were gone. I panicked. I kept calling her over and over, but her phone didn't even ring. And then I saw the papers on the table, divorce papers. Underneath them, there was a note. This is what you do with cheaters. That was the last thing I ever got from her. 2 years ago, of course I called the number for her lawyer, the only bridge between us. But he just said he was her representative and she didn't want to see me. I fought, I got angry, but in the end, he told me it would be better if I got my own lawyer. I didn't want to. I absolutely refused to believe that 10 years of our life could end like that. I know I'm guilty, but I've always wanted to fix it. I'm sure that if she gave me a chance, I could make that sweet, special girl I met over 10 years ago fall in love with me again. I know I could earn her forgiveness. After all, so many couples go through things like this and get past it. Why couldn't we be one more couple in that statistic? Why, after 8 years of marriage, am I thrown away like garbage for one mistake? I don't deserve so much indifference. I haven't seen her or heard her voice for 2 years. 2 years without being able to see or speak to the person you love most. That's too much of a punishment. This situation has destroyed me emotionally, mentally, and even physically. I started drinking too much. Went weeks barely eating or sleeping. I was like a zombie for months, just running on autopilot. I saw no reason to keep going, but I held on to the hope she might come back. My therapist says it's very hard when you don't get closure from a relationship because your mind can't process that it's really over, and you keep thinking that person will knock on the door, or you'll wake up and they'll be there beside you. The divorce was finalized over a year ago. I'll be honest, I made it difficult because I didn't want it. I still don't understand how we're even divorced. I asked us to go to couples therapy, but she refused. My lawyer told me her lawyer even advised her to try at least once or twice, but she still refused. It took a long time, but in the end, the divorce went through. I can't even describe the feeling back then and even now. It's like a piece of me has been cut out. I know I hurt her. I know I failed, but I still believe everyone deserves a second chance. When I couldn't handle the pain anymore, I started therapy on my own. My therapist doesn't give me tips on how to get her back. He only focuses on helping me move on, encouraging me to meet new people, to go on dates. But I don't want that. At this point, I'm not even interested in intimacy anymore. A few days ago, something happened that completely shattered me. I was having a few beers at my place with a friend, let's call him Nick. We were both drunk. I started talking about my wife, and he said to me, "You should put more effort into moving on. She's over you. She's happy living her life without you. You should do the same. You can't live in self-pity forever." Something in his words hit me, but not in the way he expected. He spoke with such confidence that my wife is over me and happy now. How does he know that? At that point, I got angry and started pressing him. He refused. I pushed harder. I cried. I begged him to tell me if he knew anything. I needed to know something about her. Until he finally said it. His wife has been in contact with my wife for the past year. They used to be great friends. I remember Sabrina, his wife, being very sad about losing contact with mine. Well, my wife moved to Norway, married a man there, and now she's 7 months pregnant. I was in shock. Inside, everything just collapsed. How could she do this? How could it be that while I was drinking, missing her, wishing every day this nightmare would end, she was on the other side of the world, getting married, building a new life, and expecting another man's child? How is it that we had no children all those years, to the point where I thought she might be infertile? And with this new guy, she got pregnant so easily? Where did he even come from? I have no answers to anything, and I feel like I can't move on without them. The only thing I can think of is she had revenge sex with the first Norwegian guy she came across, got pregnant, and decided to keep the baby. Maybe she married him just to stay in that country legally. In most places, marriage helps with that. I don't know. These thoughts are eating me alive. I refuse to believe she loves him. I need to contact her. I need to talk to her. I need to know what's going on, because she acts like our 10-year history and 8-year marriage mean nothing to her. I don't know what to do. I feel the impulse to travel there and look for her. But how? I don't know the city. I don't know where she lives. I have no number. She closed her social media. Her family is small. They don't live in the same country as me, and all of them have blocked me. I'm totally lost. I don't know what to do anymore. I still want her back. Yes, even pregnant. I feel like this is a nightmare, and I just need to wake up. Edit. I've read almost all of the comments. And when I say almost all, I really mean it. It's hard to process everything that's been said about me. It feels like people forget they're talking to an actual person, not an object. I thought that by sharing my story, I might find more empathy. Just 2 comments with a bit of understanding, and they actually helped. I'm not looking for excuses or for anyone to say what I did was okay. I know it's not. And I live with that every single day. I'll try to respond, but of course I can't answer every comment here. It seems a lot of people don't know what it's like to have a broken heart and not be able to let someone go. You don't choose who you love, and you don't choose when you stop. It happens when it happens. For those who doubt my story, unfortunately, it's real. I wish it were fake, but sadly, it isn't. This is my reality, and I have to live with it every day. Everyone assumes she's happy now. I don't know. How can you know? I haven't seen her for 2 years. I have no idea if she's happy or not. Being pregnant doesn't automatically mean happiness, and neither does being married. We don't know the circumstances of this marriage. Maybe she got married because she was pregnant and felt alone in a country where she had no one and just held on to that guy. Of course, I blame myself. This wouldn't have happened if I had been a better man and a better husband, but I can't change what I did wrong. The only thing I could ever do is try to make it up to her. But how do you make it up to someone who doesn't want to give you the chance? Some people say she doesn't owe me a second chance. That's hard to read, but I understand maybe she really doesn't have to. I never openly blamed her for our fertility issues. It was just a thought. We both went to doctors and our tests came back fine. I never understood why we couldn't conceive, and the thought crossed my mind that she might be infertile, just as the thought crossed my mind that maybe it was me. In most cases, fertility problems are on the female side. Maybe that's why I thought that. Some of the things people wrote were horrible, like that I would hurt my ex-wife if she were here. I've never physically harmed her, and I never will. I'm not an abuser. I'm not a monster. I know it's hard to empathize with me. I know I screwed up. I know I hurt her more than I can even say. But I'm not a monster or a narcissist. Some say I never loved her, otherwise I wouldn't have cheated. That doesn't seem fair to me. You think you can hijack the concept of love and tell someone else what their real feelings are? You think you're inside my head or my heart? Only then would you know what I feel. You can't tell me I don't love her. There hasn't been a day since she left that I haven't regretted it. No one can tell me this isn't love. And lastly, people are more complex than most think. Just because I cheated doesn't mean I don't love her or that I don't have feelings. I called it a mistake. How else should I call it? I thought part of accepting blame is calling it my mistake. But everyone took those words as if I was twisting the situation, and that's not the case. You've completely twisted my words. I know how much I hurt her. Maybe in my post I'm focusing on myself because I was never able to explain myself to her. Since then, it's been one attempt after another to piece together a story in my head that doesn't make sense. I lost everything in a single moment. I simply tried to be open with my feelings, but it doesn't seem to work here, not for me at least. I understand the damage I did to her. This woman left her life, her country, her friends, even her job. Nobody does that just for a breakup unless you're going through absolute pain. I understand that. I can see and feel the pain I caused her, and that makes my guilt even heavier. Honestly, I'll respond to a few more comments and then log off Reddit for a couple of days until I feel in a better place. Comments. Commenter, I want to know who you cheated on her with. That's pretty important information. O.P. It was just a random woman from the same gym. Nothing important. It didn't mean anything, not even for a second. I was just being an idiot. Commenter, you don't seem to have any remorse. You just mentioned she somehow found out. So you weren't planning to tell her? It's been 2 years. You need to accept responsibility and let go. She's never coming back. There are billions of people out there. Heal. Work on yourself in therapy. And you'll get a second chance with someone else. You're only 35, O.P. I do feel remorse for cheating. I'm a complete mess right now, but I do feel remorse. Commenter, you may still be in love, but she isn't. At least not with you. O.P. So love just fades away? Just like that? Sometimes I even feel like I was more loyal to our relationship than she was. She left, remarried, got pregnant. It looks like she completely forgot me. And I'm here sitting, drinking wine and answering strangers on Reddit about our relationship. I still love her, but for her it seems it was so easy to get over me. Commenter, if only half the people on Reddit had the self-respect your ex-wife has. O.P. I don't blame her. I understand the pain I caused her. But I also think there are many couples who go through this and move on, especially when it was just one time. I didn't have a side relationship for months. I didn't cheat on her with multiple women. I didn't get another woman pregnant. I didn't cheat with her friend. Cheating is wrong. But are you really putting me on the same level as a guy who cheated for years? Or with her sister? It's not an excuse, but I'm asking for some consistency here. Update. Same post, 2 days later. These days have been very strange. Sometimes I feel nothing, other times I feel desperate. A lot has happened. I want to start by answering the question, and then I'll update. Some people asked, why Norway? I don't know exactly. She's a polyglot. She speaks 6 languages, many of them tied to culture she's always loved. Norwegian is just one of them. She's always been interested in Norwegian culture. She'd been there before. But she's also interested in other cultures and speaks other languages. So for me, it was never an indicator that she would go to that country specifically. As for the update, first thing I'll say is the post reached some people in my circle. Sabrina's sister is on Reddit. She read the story and realized it was me. She told Sabrina. Sabrina is angry at Nick for revealing information. Nick is angry at me for posting on Reddit, and because, he says, I pressured him to talk. I'm angry at both of them for being too, well, you know, who watched me suffer for 2 years and decided not to help. They didn't care about my marriage. Why should I care about theirs? Sabrina could have given me my ex-wife's phone number a long time ago, but she decided to prioritize her friendship with my ex over helping 2 friends mend their marriage. Meanwhile, no one cared about my feelings. I'm done with them at this point. I've been thinking a lot. She couldn't just disappear. I convinced myself that if I searched hard enough, I would find something about her. I followed some of her relatives from a fake Instagram account, but I never found anything connected to her. I searched a lot, really a lot, and I found a name I'd seen before but never paid attention to. It was a woman with a name not typical in the U.S. or in my wife's country. She's not American, and with a very unusual last name. I went to her Instagram. No pictures, just a tiny profile photo you could barely see. So I checked Facebook and found the same woman with the same profile picture. Her Facebook was pretty open, and it turned out she was from Norway. I checked everything I could, and I was convinced she was somehow connected to my ex. How else would one of my ex's relatives have her as a friend? I scrolled through a lot of photos, people, gardens, lakes, flowers, typical posts from an older woman, until I came across a picture of my ex in a wedding dress hugging a man. I had to translate the caption. The woman was congratulating her son on his wedding. There were a few more photos, not many, but even some of my ex's family members were in those wedding pictures. The dates were from a year ago. So, a year ago, she married this guy. I don't understand. How could it happen so fast? When did she meet him? I honestly thought she got married after getting pregnant, not before, and that makes it even more confusing. Then I found another photo, a group shot. She was far in the back, but of course I recognized her. The same guy had his hands on her shoulders, holding her. This picture was from February 2023. Just to be clear, she left me in May 2022. How is it that by February 2023, only 9 months later, she was already in such a stable relationship that he was introducing her to his family? What the hell is going on? Now, I feel like I have even more questions. I know I shouldn't be angry, but I am. I know I lost her because I was an idiot. But it's so hard to get this feeling out of my head. And for those who imagine my ex ended up with some kind of Norwegian Chris Hemsworth, Let me tell you, it's nothing like that. This guy is too tall, too pale, too blonde, with hair that's too long, and honestly, he's kind of chunky. He looks more like an old cartoon Viking than Chris Hemsworth. I found his Facebook profile, but there's almost nothing on it. It says he's an engineer who wears metal band T-shirts at 38. I don't know how to take that because I'm an engineer myself, just in a different field. Why would she look for a man with the same profession as me? She's always loved heavy metal, which I always thought was nasty, but I never complained, because your partner doesn't have to share your taste. Maybe that's how they connected. She always bonded easily with people who liked the same music. I don't know, but honestly, I look at him and think, where did she even find this guy? I mean, he could definitely do better than this. The pregnancy part still tears me up. I try not to think about it, but I can't understand it. I'm not infertile, no matter what people in the comments say. I've been to the doctor, and I know I'm not. But God, it destroys me to think she's going to have another man's child. I just can't process it. This is beyond anything I ever imagined. And no, I'm not going to Norway. I'm not going to try to contact her. I still want to see her, still want to talk to her. But obviously, I can't force her. I've got too much to deal with right now, too much to work on in therapy. If by any chance this post reaches my ex, I want you to know I still love you. You know how to reach me. If by any chance this post reaches the new guy, know that the only reason you even got a chance with this woman is because a big idiot on the other side of the world ruined everything himself. You probably met a woman broken by divorce. You took advantage of that situation and you tied her down with a baby. You don't know how to play fair. Sabrina, Nick, screw you.
And that's where the story ends. We've just heard it from the perspective of the man who cheated. Of course, in situations like this, there are always two victims. One suffers from the consequences of his own actions. The other suffers because of what was done to them. Sometimes the person who was cheated on might also play a role in what happened. But in this case, it doesn't seem to work that way. Here it's two broken hearts, both dealing with pain. So yes, I feel sympathy for both of them. But I also understand why this is happening to him, and I understand that in many ways he brought this on himself. What do you think about this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.